t-shirt. No one will talk to you. Chimuka, in PF, it was not possible for you to even wear Manchester United. Why they did it? They would beat you to a... There was no red. There was no rouge. Today, it's there. If you go to City Market, you freely, openly see a woman selling vegetables with a basket covered with a PF for Chitenge. Next to a woman selling vegetables with a basket covered with a UPND. During PF, that was not possible. So for me, that is one of the, and this is one of the reasons I love HH, and there are many, but this was the main reason I believe in his leadership, because I saw those words become real, and no one can ever convince me otherwise, because I see it on a daily basis, and every so often I'll walk up to someone who's walking through the market or even the street in the CBD. I say, do you know that during the PF you couldn't do this? I mean, very freely walking around with the PF t-shirt. I said, well, during PF, if you wore a UPND t-shirt, they'd beat you up here. But now you can, oh, really? And people are unaware of it. But during that time, it was fire. Fire!
So, well, we need to conclude. It's your birthday today. What do you have planned?
Well, at my age, all you do is, I think my wife's going to make me a nice dinner, and my kids are going to say happy birthday, and that's it. Because, at my age, Chimoka, you don't really celebrate. You just become aware that you're a year older.
That's a good one. And it's on a Friday, so going into the weekend. You speak of your kids. How many kids do you have?
Four. My wife and I, we have 4 children. They're all grown, though.
Yeah?
These are grown children.
I always wonder, how do they feel about your public life? Because people be saying so many things about you. You are quite active on social media. Do you ever have conversations with them about your public life?
Many times. In fact, the great thing is that my kids don't really watch my content. That's how they've decided to deal with it. They said, we're not going to watch your stuff just so that we don't have to worry about you. And I remember my daughter. I have 2 sons, two daughters.
Nice.
And one of my daughters says to me, she says, one of my schoolmates came up to me and she said, how could your father say this? And then my daughter says, well, you know what? Maybe you should go talk to him about that.
So meaning they've blocked you on social media?
Yeah, they don't watch my stuff, but they do support what I do.
Okay.
The only thing, though, they do get concerned when there's talk of violence. They say to me, well, Dad, where you are there, we don't want to hear that they've burnt the building down. And I remember when I tell the story very quickly. I tell the story of when Gary Nkombo in February of 2021, he called me up and said, look, we want to see you. I met him in the industrial area, and he said to me, we're thinking of asking you to run for mayor on the UPND ticket. This was in 2021, February. I said, Gary, I'm grateful and I'm honored that the party thinks that I could be mayor, but I will tell you, the moment I announce that I'm running for mayor on UPND, before I even get to Simoson, they'll ban Simoson, and there'll be no police officers there. They'll just ban it completely, And I said, I'm not willing to put my life at risk for a political position. I believe that we are in a dispensation now. Nobody in 2026 needs to die for the country. Die for what? Those are the Kabwe, Harry Mwangankumbra. Those are the people who died for this country. You and I, Jimuka, should not be dying for Zambia. We should just be enjoying the benefits of that sacrifice by our forefathers. So when people say to me, no, you were afraid. Of course I was afraid. Who's not afraid of your building being burnt? Jimuka, let me ask you, who's not afraid of CADERS breaking into your office with the pangas? Would that not make you scared? It would make me scared.